All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome those of you online. Our YouTube feed on Hyper BMX is now live, so if you guys want to watch along with that, for those of you that are here on site as well, we want to welcome you to the USA Pump Track Championships. This is the final, and we are getting set to do our super finals. We've gone through a day of qualifying, seeding runs. We've got riders that are in the 7 years old range to the 35+ range and everything in between. We've got boys, we've got girls. We are excited to throw down the super finals here. We got a couple of people to thank. This has been an amazing year, and as you know, there's been some difficulties in getting this to happen, but basically we want to thank the Walton Family Foundation for being one of our biggest contributors. We got to thank Hyper Bicycles for being a big supporter of this event, and then we also got to thank 7 MX Gear for being along with us through the entire year as well. I got lots of action going on in front of me. We got more stuff coming up. It's going to be a little bit of time before we kick off the Super Finals, just a moment from now. So hang with us, and Super Finals coming up next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jones Center right here in Springdale, Arkansas. We are live on the Hyper BMX YouTube page, so we thank Hyper BMX for hosting us there. We are here at Runway Park and the Velo Solutions built pump track, and this is the finals of the USA Pump Track Championships. We have visited a few different locations this year. We're happy to be here at Springdale for the second time this year. We visited North Carolina and Gaston County. We visited Texas, Paris, Texas. We've been to Temecula, California, and the finals are going down right here at the beautiful Velo Solutions Pump Track built. It's just an amazing course out here. We're super happy to come up to these super finals that are going right now. This is going to be an amazing day. We've gone through qualifying, we've gone through our seeding runs, and we are just about set to let these guys go. The younger riders are amped to get out on the track and do their super finals. But I have a little bit of a presentation I want to take care of. I've got Brooke here with me, and she's here to tell us a little bit about Camp War Eagle. Tell us a little bit of what Camp War Eagle does.
Camp War Eagle is a great organization for kids to experience indoor activities, outdoor activities. They have a overnight camp during the summer as well as a day camp. They provide a after-school program all year round. One of those is here at the Jones Center.
Awesome. Very well said. Now, Brooke, I am donating on behalf of Hyper Bicycles these bikes that you see right here. Now, these are 20-inch R-Willy jet fuel colored Nitro Circus BMX bikes, and we want you to pass those on to some very deserving Camp War Eagle kids. Thanks so much to Hyper Bicycles. What do you say you guys give us a round of applause? Give Hyper a round of applause, and thank you, Brooke, for coming out and helping us give these away to Camp War Eagle.
The Jones Center has been just an all-encompassing great facility for us. We are members, we use the facilities inside, we love all of the different features.
And then of course the bike park is a huge part of what we do. We're here 3 or 4 times a week probably riding in the bike park. The bike park specifically facilitates us a place where we can go and be localized and ride in a way that if somebody doesn't feel like riding, it doesn't matter because spectating is just as fun. And we can just hang out there and then we can bring friends along that are not part of the riding scene and it's still fun for them as well.
The main
Heads up,
pump track
it
has
sounds
two kind
like
of
the
different
brackets
areas.
are
One is a
coming
circle.
together. That is what we are waiting on right now, right? We want to make sure we have the brackets ready to go. Remember, guys, I am Brian Pierce. I am going to be calling the action today here at the Jones Center. So here at the Jones Center, we have the Runway Bike Park. And we are utilizing part of the Runway Bike Park here with the Velo Solutions Pump Track. So this is the national championships for the USA Pump Track Championship Series. This series has been going on all year. And as we finalize those brackets, it's great to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what's been going on. So as Aaron mentioned earlier, we have been racing all year. Those qualifiers, though racers could come and register, it was great, and it's an easy way for regional racers to not have to travel to Arkansas from California or from Oregon or from North Carolina on the different coasts. They got a chance to go to a Velo Solutions pump track, close to them and compete in the USA Pump Track National Championship Series. But we're now here for the National Championship. So we will have awards later at the end of the day, but we're going to have categories. So the first category that's going to be coming up is going to be our 7 to 10 years old. So we have some young ladies, we have some young men. They've been warming up all day. They've seated themselves into the top 8, and they are ready to have a great time here and show y'all some phenomenal racing. So as soon as we know a little bit more about when those brackets are ready to go, we will get our racing underway and show you guys some intense head-to-head pump track racing.
The Jones Center has been just an all-encompassing great facility for us. We are members. We use the facilities inside. We love all of the different features.
And then, of course, the bike park is a huge part of what we do. We're here 3 or 4 times a week, probably, riding in the bike park. The bike park specifically facilitates us a place where we can go and be localized and ride in a way that if somebody doesn't feel like riding, it doesn't matter because spectating is just as fun, and we can just hang out there.
Earlier
and then we can bring
today,
friends
our
along that
racers
are
were
not
starting
part of
one
the
at a
riding
time,
scene,
but
and it's
now
still
what we're
fun.
doing is we're making sure that we get head-to-head racing. So some of the racers need to learn where that other spot is. So that's what Aaron is doing there, our Velo Solutions director in the red shirt, is making sure that the racers on the other side of the track know where they are dropping in at. So for those that are just tuning in, we'll have 2 racers. They'll get a rolling start. So when we say go, that's just the go for them to start their rolling start. They will cross that white line once. That is when their time starts. They will do half the track, cross the white line again, that's halfway, and then they will cross the white line that started their lap to finish off the timing chip. So that will be how they will cross the white line 3 times. So that's how that's going to work the rest of the racing. So this is our super finals. This is our girls in category 1, 7 to 10. On deck, we've got River and Lua. So River in 4th on the day and Lua in 2nd. They're going to be racing their semifinal to see if they can make it in to the big final. If they do not make it into the big final, they will go to the small final and work their way to compete for 3rd and 4th. Big final is going to be for 1st and 2nd. Unfortunately, I literally am just going off of. So Peyton might have had the first. one of our big sponsors on the weekend, actually on the entire series. They've been supporting us as this series has been moving around the country throughout the year. Hyper Bike Company. So we've got quite a few Hyper Bike athletes here today that will be competing in the open category, which you will see, which will be category 5. Some phenomenal racers there, but Hyperbike also has a great vendor set up here. So if you want to know a little bit more about Hyperbike, if you're watching this on the Hyper BMX YouTube channel, obviously you know something, but you should head to their you can head to their website, check out Hyperbike. They've got all the way from little tiny kids bikes, little tiny BMX bikes, 29-inch cruisers that are in these awesome jet fuel colors, e-bikes that are coming out, mountain bikes, the whole gamut. Obviously, we've already talked about some of the bikes that they're going to be giving away for Camp Eagle a little bit later today. So thank you very much to Hyper Bike Company for their support of the series. One of the other sponsors, right, we're in Springdale, Arkansas, is Oz Trails. So huge supporter of what has been going on here in Northwest Arkansas for a very long time. The trail systems that are being built out of Bentonville, out of Buena Vista, out of Rogers, and out of Eureka Springs, and even more surrounding cities is very much sponsored by the Walton Family Foundation and the Oz Trails. So thank you very much to them for their support of this series and for support of what they are doing for the bicycling community. So if you enjoy these Velo Solutions pump tracks, some of the trails that you ride here in Arkansas, definitely worth saying thank you to those companies out there. All right, we'll let you guys know when we're going to be getting close so we can kick off some of the racing here at the USA Pump Track National Championships.
The Jones Center has been just an all-encompassing great facility for us. We are members. The Jones Center has been just an all-encompassing great facility for us. We are members. We use the facilities inside. We love all of the different features.
And then, of course, the bike park is a huge part of what we do. We're here 3 or 4 times a week, probably, riding in the bike park. The bike park specifically facilitates us a place where we can go and be localized and ride in a way that if somebody doesn't feel like riding, it doesn't matter because spectating is just as fun. And we can just hang out there and then we can bring friends along that are not part of the riding scene and it's still fun for them as well.
The main pump track has 2 kind of different areas. One is a circle, and so if you've never been on the pump track, it's a really great place to just get familiar with the way that you go on the banks and you go around, and it's really safe for any age. And then the next kind of level up is the bigger part that takes a little bit more courage, I would say. You can get going a lot faster. There's a little bit more speed and ups and downs and higher banks, and so definitely being able to do the first one and then growing into the next one is helpful.
The benefit to that I see is you have a track that is serving a community as a whole, and it's really a turnkey solution that is allowing kids that maybe they only have a skateboard, maybe they have a scooter, it doesn't really matter. Whatever they have that has a wheel that can roll on this track, as long as they're going out here and riding safely, it's a really great place for them to do it, be exposed to it, learn, and it's just a wonderful experience for everyone involved. Almost every single time I'm riding, whether it be in the trails in Bentonville, the trails in Springdale, Fayetteville, the bike park specifically, will always run into families or sometimes even professional racers that are here checking out the bike park or the area trails, and usually they're doing both. And so they've heard about the Runway Bike Park and they're like, I have to go check this out. It's one of the largest pump tracks in the nation. I have to see this and ride it for myself.
Okay, we've got category 1, our 7 to 10 girls. Let's get excited, guys. I know the moms and dads are excited to see all their kids have fun. Some of the racers are ready to get going. We've got our 7 to 10 girls. We've got head-to-head competition out here on course. If you guys are wondering where I'm at, my pretty face is in a little bit of a different spot. I am trying to do my best to make sure that I know exactly who won so we can call out the best of our ability here with our timer friend. Okay, we've got a thumbs up. Racers, ready on the course. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we've got River and Lua on the course right now. Lua, one of the faster racers earlier, and Lua holding it down to make sure both of them are now timed and on the course. What's been great is both of these young ladies are out here with their families, having a lot of fun. They've got big brothers that are racing. They've got dads that are racing. Their entire families are out here at the Jones Center at this Velo Solutions pump track enjoying the weekend. All right, we've got River now passing the halfway mark. These racers are doing the full course, and we've got elapsed times here. It looks like River with about a 20 seconds halfway, and then Lua with 23. So both of them with very fast times. River about to cross the finish line. Nice, Lua. All the way to the finish line. Lua, you've got this. All right, so River with a 40.25 and Lua with a 47.30. So we're going to have River moving on. It looks like Lua's getting in a little bit of extra fun right there. She knows that she's live on the internet. She's got to make sure everybody sees her face. All right, Lua, good job, little lady. Okay, I'm going to make sure, because she's in the middle now. I think that, ooh, all kinds of stuff. That was River. So we have Peyton and Charlie in staging right now, getting ready to go. Peyton with one of the faster times today. Charlie coming in, trying to make it into that, into either the big final or the small final for that third place. Ladies, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, we've got Peyton and Charlie on course. We've got Peyton crossing that start line. Charlie now start time, so they are both on the clock. You might be wondering, some of these ladies are on some pretty small BMX bikes. They're very specific for their size and weight. Once you get to a certain weight, you've got to move up to a little bit of a bigger bike. Well, right now, these ladies able to save a little bit of weight. So we've got Peyton now crossing that finish, that halfway time at the 21.9. Charlie now passing that at 26.7. You've got this, girls, all the way to the finish line. Peyton now almost there. Nice job, Peyton crossing that finish line. We got Charlie finishing up her run. You've got this, Charlie, all the way to the finish line. Great job, young lady. There you go. You're finished. Nice job. So we've got Peyton with a 43.7 and Charlie with a 54. Quarterfinal men. Okay, we're going to move to our quarterfinals for our 7 to 10 boys. Hey, we're like here, or? Looks like we've got Eli Staten and Logan Carson coming up first in our quarterfinals. So we're going to have Eli, number 11, there in the black shirt, and we've got Logan Carson there in the blue jersey. Logan is number 7. Now, Eli was definitely one of our faster racers this morning during qualifier, and so we'll see if he continues to bring the heat or if he's going to save a little bit of that energy as he tries to work his way there to the finals on the day. Yeah, it looks like down. Oh. He just went across and then down left. Racers, get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Eli and Logan on course. Again, Eli number 11 and Logan number 7. They have to get to their starting line. They have both done that, actually starting at almost the same time, so this will be a good head-to-head action. Even though in the long run it is down to their time, this definitely makes it a lot more intense for the racing that we are watching. Eli looking nice and smooth, and we've got Logan there, and it looks like Eli has already crossed halfway through. He's got a 16.4, and then we see Logan with an 18.2, so Eli just a little bit faster still currently.
We're going boom, 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 boom.
Got it. Thank you, sir. All right, Eli coming down to the finish line. Great job, Eli, moving on to those semifinals, and Logan might be moving into one of those other. Final times. Eli with a final time of 29.0. Logan with a 37.1. All right, racers ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So we've got number 10, Keaton Velasco, and number 6, Callan Hale, on course right now. They are both now started the clock. So Callan is the one on the 24-inch dirt jumper, and we've got Callan, looks like he is on one of his 20-inch BMX bikes. So that's what's so great about events like these on the pump tracks is that you don't have to be stuck with, or you don't have to come on a BMX bike. So we've got both racers coming through at quite the same time. We'll see, we've got 18.4 and 18.9 with Keaton just barely beating out Callan. All right, here we come. Keaton coming to the finish line. And looks like Keaton's going to take the win on this quarterfinal. Nice job, guys. So the times there for Keaton was a 36.8, and Callan had a 39.2. And next up, we've got Richard Hogan and Braxton Chandler on the deck. All right, racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Richard Hogan, number 4 on course. Braxton Chandler, number 3. Braxton in the orange pants. And it looks like, yes, we've got Richard there in the blue shorts. They are both now on the clock, so they've crossed their starting line. All right, looking both of them in those S-turns. Those S-turns very difficult, both carrying great speed. Looks like Richard just edged him out, 17.5, 17.6. So literally a hundredth of a second there between these young racers. Great job, guys. But now they're entering those S-turns. Looks like Richard is just entering earlier. And it looks like, yes, Richard is going to take the win on that over Braxton. So Richard, 35.1, and Braxton with a 36.08. We're going to have our next racers on deck is going to be Carson Moore, number 2, and Ocean Hungerford, number 9. All right, racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, again, number 2, Carson Moore, and then we've got Ocean Hungerford. So Carson Moore, number 2, in the yellow shirt with the red shorts, white helmet, crossing the line. It looked like Ocean was first, but again, just where they start is a little bit different. So we've got Ocean there in the blue shirt. Oh, Ocean bobbling a little bit there on the back side of the course. Those deep rollers there on the backside of the course have really been thrown a loop for a lot of the racers. They're very deep, so you really have to pump hard to make sure that you can keep your momentum there. Both racers passed the halfway point. We've got 19.2 for Ocean, 21.4 for Moore. All right, into the S-turns. Looks like Carson's going to take this one. Yes, nice job, Carson, getting that win on the quarterfinal. And now Ocean Hungerford finishing up. So it looks like we've got 35.2 for Carson and 39.7 for Ocean. So now that we're into our semifinals, we're going to race Eli versus Keaton, Richard versus Ocean. We will then have our small finals and our big finals sorted out. Men's semis, we're going to go into the boys 17 to 10. Racers, get ready. We've got Eli and Keaton on the deck. Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is our first semifinals for the category 7 to 10 boys on course. Again, we've seen both of these guys have phenomenal times throughout the day. Both of them now on course on the clock. Coming through those deep stretches of the course, they're very hard because of those deep rollers. It looks like Eli is getting into the S turns a little bit quicker than Keaton. So we'll see who comes out and gets halfway first. Looks like Eli with 17.1, and then we've got Keaton with 17.7. So 0.05 of a second there between them. We'll see if Eli stretches that out. He has now entered the S turns towards the end. A little bit of a bobble there on that turn, but he's kind of pedaling his way through it. He's got this. And then he's got the win. So congratulations, Eli. You are moving on to the big final. Keaton will move on to the small final. Next up is going to be Richard, number 4, and 2, Carson Moore. So Richard Hogan and Carson Moore. Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, let's see. Looks like Richard's going to cross first, but again, it's about that final time. One of the things we've seen from Carson is his ability to manual. He chooses to manual a lot more of the course, where what we see from Richard is a lot more full-on pumping during those rollers. It does look like Carson got into those S-turns a little bit faster than Richard. Oh, and they are crossing at the same time. Carson, 16.7, Richard, 17.4. So they are definitely very close, but it looks like Carson is edging out Richard currently. But it looks like now Richard is coming back. Nice. And so Richard crosses over there first.
No, but Carson's time's faster.
Yeah, but I mean, oh, because he. Okay. All right. So once we get down to the timer, though, we got Carson with the win, 34.6, and Richard Hogan, 35.111. So about 0.05 of a second difference there. So again, going down to the timer, just because it looks like they crossed the line different. So Carson going to move on to the final, and we've got Richard moving on to the small final. All right, now we're going to have our women's final coming up, and then we will move on to our 7 to 10 boys. So women's final, men's small final, men's big final. Gather your stations on deck, and we will get you guys going for your small final in the women's 7 to 10 category. Okay, Lua, head over there. You're in the right spot, Lua, over there with Jason. Charlie, please head over to the other side. You're going to see Aaron over there with his hand up in the red Velo Solutions shirt. So Lua Hogan, the sister of Richard Hogan, who we just saw, just made it to his small final in the 7 to 10 men's. But we've got Charlie Hale there in the small final against Lua Hogan. So they will be competing for third place on the podium. All right, racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. Lua coming out pumping right away, trying to create momentum. And now we see Charlie over there as well doing the same thing. So great job. Now they are both on course. So they have started their timer. So we'll see what their times come when they come halfway. And then we'll get those once they cross the finish line for the final. All right, Lua now about to enter those S turns. So she looks to be just a little bit more ahead. So we'll see where she times out. About to hit that halfway mark. Nice work, Lua now halfway. All right, there's Charlie. So Charlie with 26, Lua with 23, so about 3 seconds different right now. That's awesome, guys. You got this. You got to pump your way to the finish line on this USA Pump Track Championship. Nice job. Lua's time at 47 seconds. Charlie getting through to the finish. Nice job, Charlie. Great job, Charlie, with 53 seconds. So Lua in third place. Okay, if we can get River and Peyton to staging for their final, the women's final, category 7 to 10. Excuse me, we are going to run men's small final. So men's small final, please come to your staging area. So we're going to have Keaton and Richard. Keaton number 10, Richard's number 4 for your men's small final. Uh-oh, it's about to pick him up. So we've got Richard Hogan and Keaton Moore on deck right now. We're ready to go. Racers, 3, 2, 1, go. So Richard Hogan, big brother to Lua Hogan, who just took third place in her small final. Richard Hogan in his own small final against Keaton Moore. Keaton Velasco, excuse me. Oh, looks like we've got a rider down. We're getting that checked on, but it looks like Richard Hogan is finishing out his lap. He's now halfway through. We want to make sure that our rider is good to go. Okay, Richard's going to continue on, so I would assume we're going to figure out what's going on. We're going to keep you guys in the loop. You've got this, Richard. Pump your way. Third place, being a really good sportsman, checking on his riders. Nice little manual there across the finish line, Richard. All right, we'll bring you more information as we have it. Right now, remember, we are here at the Jones Center, the Velo Solutions pump track at the Runway Bike Park. So this is an awesome place as you're working your way up to Bentonville. One of the things we like to do as a family when we're headed here to Bentonville is we like to stop off in Springdale here at the pump track at the Jones Center. You're 30 minutes away, and you get a chance to get your stoke on just a little bit early. Great job. So our rider is up. That's awesome to see. And he's going to finish out his lap. That's what we're talking about. That's some sportsmanship right there. Great job, Keaton. Nice, Keaton. You've got this, dude, right there. Great work, guys. Come on, let's get another round of applause for Keaton and for Richard on their small final wins. All right, let's move on to our big finals for our women's category 7 to 10. So category 1, we're going to have River and Peyton. River is going to have the number 4 on her bike, and Peyton will have the number 1. Oh, there we go. We got to get one of our riders onto the other side of the course, and then we will be ready to rock and roll. So this is our All right, getting that rolling start through those S-turns. Fortunately, they have 3 more of them as the lap goes on. So now we've got one racer on course, a second racer on course. They did not cross at the same time, so we'll have to make sure we really look at the times as they come through. But River looks to be pumping her way into that first set of S-turns with a lot of aggression, and now we have Peyton joining her. All right, looks like River has now crossed. And so is Peyton. So River has a 19.6 and Peyton with a 21.3. So a little bit of time for Peyton to make up, but River currently in the lead. River now making her way into the last set of S-turns. See what kind of momentum she can carry here. Looks like a lot, and she has made her way. See what that time is. A 39.8 for River. And now we have Peyton crossing the finish line with a 43.4. So our first place is River. And then our second place is Peyton. Remember, our third place was Lua, and then our fourth place was Charlie. Great job, ladies. Amazing work coming out here today and having a great time with us at the USA Pump Track National Championship here, Velo Solutions Pump Track at the Jones Center. We are going to move on to our big finals for Category 1, 7 to 10 men. So Eli and Carson, please come to your staging areas.
Do we have brackets printed out for the next category? You can let Category 2 know if they want to get a couple warm-up laps. They're happy to do so.
Right after this final?
What final are we in? Men's final?
Yeah.
I thought we were doing
Okay, we've got Eli and Carson coming to their staging area for our big final. After this, the course will be open for Category 2 to begin their warm-up. But first, we have got to celebrate our racers. This is for first and second place on the podium. Eli, number 11, Carson, number 2. Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Eli showing us a lot of speed. Remember, Carson has been showing us amazing manual skills throughout the day, so we'll see which carries which to the top of the podium. Oh, Carson manualing great through the backstretch. It looked like through that front stretch of the course, we saw a little bit more pumping from Eli, but that's okay. 2 different techniques, equally as fast. But halfway through, looks like Carson with a 17 and Eli with a 20. So Carson currently in the lead. So we'll see who carries it through on the back stretch here. Eli's going to have to pick it up. Just verifying things, make sure that we call it out correctly.
Glad you guys made it out here. Thanks for coming. Okay. Before, visibly, Carson was a mile ahead of me. Is it time for another word from our football? So here's what happened. Carson, when it came around, it first started, it was kind of close. Eli was ahead, or it was pretty close at the break, but then Eli, by the time he got back over, was way ahead. Carson was still in the berms when Eli crossed the line to finish. So, pretty sure that Eli won. Okay.
He's got Eli with a 29 and Carson with a 36. He was 7 seconds.
He slowed. He just was kind of coasting at the end. Yeah.
All right, Eli with the win there, 29 seconds. Carson Moore in second place. Richard Hogan in third and Keaton in fourth. Congratulations, guys. So again, we're going to open the course for Category 2 to work their way to a nice warm-up as we get ready. So Category 2 is going to be our 11 to 12-year-olds. So 11 to 12-year-olds, Category 2. The course is yours to start warming up and practicing for your finals. We, of course, have to thank our sponsors. So this entire series has been put on with the help of these sponsors. So, of course, Hyper Bike Company. So they've got quite a few racers out here today. So if you want to ask directly about the racers that are riding on those bikes, you can go check in with Boz and Jordy. They're over here getting ready for their open category. So both of them made it to the finals and quarterfinals for their respective classes. Then, of course, they've got all the way up from BMX bikes for young kids, e-bikes and mountain bikes for adults, for young kids as well. You can go the whole plethora of two wheels of a good time for Hyper Bike Company. So please go check them out. And, of course, we're here at the Jones Center, which is a part of the Walton Foundation and the Oz Trails. So huge supporters, not just of this series, but of cycling in general for what they have been building in Northwest Arkansas for so long. And of course, Bella Vista, not Buena Vista. Thank you very much for all of those. It does feel like Disney World when you ride in Bella Vista, and that is what made me think of Buena Vista. So Bella Vista, of course, Rogers, Eureka Springs, many great places in Northwest Arkansas that you can ride. Thankfully, because of those foundations that have pushed for so much cycling here in the area. And, of course, Seven. So thank you to Seven for all of their athletic wear and for the motorcycle gear, the BMX gear, the riding gear that they create and make to help keep our riders protected and safe while out on the course. So we are right now, we have Category 2 warming up. So that is our 11 to 12-year-olds. We do have men, we do have women out on the course right now. We will be getting to their quarterfinals, semifinals, big finals, and small finals here in just a little bit. Now that we're moving into Category 2, we'll start to see a few more riders on a few larger bikes, right? We've talked a lot about BMX bikes recently for riders that were in the 7 to 10 category, but as we make our way to the 11 to 12, riders get a little bit bigger. They branch out into a few different types of riding. And one of that is mountain biking, which obviously happens here in the mecca of Northwest Arkansas. And so we will start to see a few more racers on bigger wheels, bigger bikes. And that is just what they're used to and what they choose to ride. There's no wrong way or right way to choose what you want to race when you come to one of the USA Pump Track Championship events. You just bring the bike that you ride, and we want you to come off of the track with a huge smile. Once we work our way to our Category 5 racers, that is our open class, those racers will be competing for a ticket to Portugal. So this is the USA Pump Track Championship, but that ticket that they will be trying to compete for will get them to the last chance qualifier of the Red Bull Pump Track World Championships later this year in Portugal. So right now we've got our younger racers competing just for fun, right? They're trying to get on the podium. They're trying to look good for their mom and dad, which in the long run probably are their sponsors, but maybe they're trying to look good for their sponsors as well. But later on, when we get to our Category 5 racers, our open class, which is in between 17 and 34, they will be competing for that trip to the Red Bull Pump Track World Championships in Portugal later this year in October. Okay, Jason is working his way to the pump track right now. What we need to make sure is that the racers understand what side of the course they're going to be on. He is going to tell you where to head. So we're going to have 2 semifinals between the racers, and that will move our racers into either a big final or into the small final. That way it gives a good, fair competition for semifinal into the big final and the small final. No idea. I brought this one from home because of that same thing last time. All right, racers, we're going to make sure we get you to the right side of the track. We're going to send 2 over to Aaron in the red Velo Solutions shirt, and 2 are going to stay with Jason. Well, we're going to start with our women 11 to 12. So women 11 to 12, category 2, please make your way to Jason, and he is going to tell you which side of the pump track you are going to be starting on. It looks like we've got Sophia on our course, one of the faster times earlier in the day against Alora Rogers. So Alora on her Orbea mountain bike, 27.5 inches with knobbies, guys. Not easy to do, especially fighting that suspension. Steals tons of momentum. But you know what? It doesn't take away from the good times that you're having. So you don't need to worry about what kind of bike you're on as long as you're just on a bicycle, having fun with a big smile. It looks like we're ready to go. Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we've got our racers on course. Sophia So Fast Rodriguez on the yellow 20-inch BMX bike, and then we've got Alora Rogers there on the Orbea mountain bike. So they're both across the starting timer, and they're on the course. Sophia pumping and moving her way through quite efficiently. She's been carrying a lot of speed throughout the day. Love the way that that rear hub sounds as well. I think just having that on a bicycle later in my life would make me at least sound faster, which we all need in our life. All right, Sophia actually entering those S-turns for the final part of her lap. Alora just now finishing halfway on hers. So Sophia now done with a 33.6. Alora halfway had a 24, so she'll be in that 48 to 50 second category, and that's all right. Again, this is about the large smile and a 100% stoke that you have coming off the track more than it is the way that you place. All right, she's now done. Racers, please go to your staging area. All right, we'll get that music going here in a second, but right now in this one, we've got Emily Wells and Kaysen Myers. Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Emily Wells there in the red outfit for those of you guys looking. Also, she is number 1 on the plate, and then Kaysen Myers with that number 4. Kaysen with the blue helmet. So they are both now on course. They have crossed the timer, started their time, and we'll see where this goes. Both of them hitting the S-turns at about the same time, so we'll have to see on that halfway mark who's got the faster time. Looks like Emily Wells at 18.7, Kaysen Myers at 19.9. So Emily currently in the lead of this semifinal. All right. Carrying that momentum through those S-turns, it's a very tough spot considering how much you have to flip the bike left and right, left and right. Emily with that 37.9, Kaysen Myers with 40.5. So Emily moving on to the big final, Kaysen moving on to the small final. Jason, semifinal for the boys. Is that a yes, sir, or no, sir? Okay, semifinals for the boys. So if we could get Trenton and Ezra to the line, make sure you work with Jason to know what side of the course that you're going to be on, and then also Kai and Brandon Parrish. Get ready for your semifinals. Ladies, we're going to have your small final after this. So the 11 to 12 small final will be after these two semifinals. Looks like we've got Ezra heading to the other side of the course, so he'll be starting over there on the more east side of the pump track. This will be Trenton closer to us. We've got Ezra getting set up. Okay, racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. These are some fast racers that have been out there all day, so I know that these times are going to be close for them to get themselves into that big final. They're going to be fighting hard for this. Nice. Ezra coming down that back stretch, very smooth with the manuals, the way that he rolls through those rollers on one wheel. But, of course, we do have Trenton, who's also doing a great job as well. With Trenton with the faster time of 15.6, Ezra 17 flat. So Trenton, a little bit faster currently. Let's see where they wind up. Trenton looking extremely quick through those S-turns. And now let's see where Ezra winds up. Trenton's time is 31.4. Ezra with a 35. So Trenton moving on to the big final and Ezra to the small final. And next we're going to have Kai and Brandon Parrish. Okay. Are you ready? Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Kai in that high-vis fly racing helmet there on course. And then we've got Brandon in the black helmet with the blue bike white fork. They are both now across their strip and on the clock. Both currently with quite the pump technique, right? We were talking about manually through some of the rollers, both of them choosing to pump, so they pull the bike up towards their body, then push it back towards the ground to try to keep that momentum at the highest point possible. And we've got one racer finished halfway, which is Brandon. Now Kai crossing his halfway mark. Brandon with an 18 flat and Kai with a 23.5. Kai looking like he's losing a little bit of steam there on the backside of the course. I totally understand that. It is hard out there to pump your way through 30 to 40 seconds of a good time out on this Velo Solutions pump track. So we've got Brandon finished. He looks like he's going to the big final. And then we have Kai now rolling through right now, and he will be working his way to the small final. So we'll have the small final for the ladies. So category 2, 11 through 12. Your small final is happening now. Talk with Jason, see what side of the course you're going to be on, and we will rock and roll. If we could get our ladies for the small final to check in with Jason, we will get you guys organized and sorted on the correct part of the pump track to get y'all racing. What's the other one? So Kaysen and Alora. Laura Rogers going to the east side of the course, and then we've got Kaysen Myers here, number 4 on her bike. So Kaysen in the blue helmet, Alora on the mountain bike. All right, you guys get set up. Y'all ready to go? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we've got racers on course getting ready to start that, cross that starting line, start their time. There we go. We got Kaysen and Alora. Kaysen with a very aggressive pump technique. That's okay. She's having fun out there, and that's what it's all about. Just good things to talk about. So she's really trying to make sure that she picks the bike up, pushes it back down into the ground, trying to keep that momentum as high as possible. I know that Alora's having fun out there. It is a little bit harder on those full squish, knobby mountain bikes, but that doesn't mean you still can't have a good time and that we shouldn't try. Oh, there you go, comes Kaysen coming through. Nice job, Kaysen. And we've got Alora here finishing up. Nice work, ladies. So it looked like Kaysen with 3rd place, Alora there with 4th place in that small final. So we will move through to our big final with Sophia So Fast Rodriguez and Emily Wells. Excuse me, men's small final. So Kai and Ezra. Kai heading to the other side of the pump track. We'll have Ezra here closer to us. So Ezra on the yellow BMX bike and Kai there with the high-vis fly racing helmet. It looks like we've got both of our racers ready to go. So this is the small final for the men's 11 to 12. Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice job, Kai and Ezra, both on course. It looks like Ezra is bringing some intensity to the track. He does not want to not get third place. That is what we're going for right now in this small final, is third and fourth place. So third place puts him on the podium. Fourth place puts you next to the podium. Good work, Kai. Looks like Ezra's coming through those S turns, and he is now past the halfway point. So we've got Ezra there at 18.2. We'll see what Kai comes through. Kai is finishing up his S turns. Kai coming through at 23.8. So it looks like we've got Ezra in the lead currently. We'll see if he stays upright and carries that through to the finish. Nice job, Ezra. Ezra with a 37.2. Okay, so we've got Ezra with the win there, Kai there in second, so that win puts him in third place. So now we're going to go back to our ladies. With our ladies category, we are going to have our big final. So our big final for the category 2, 11 to 12, in the women's category. So for this big final, we've got Sophia Rodriguez and Emily Wells. Sophia there on the yellow bike with some of the black and white gear, and Emily Wells there in the red gear on the other side of the pump track. Are they ready to start? I know it's like one of the other. Okay, racers ready. We've got our big final for the women's 11 to 12. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, ladies on course, get that rolling start. Carry some momentum to cross their starting line. Nice job, Sophia coming across first. We'll see what that does for her. She's trying to bring some intensity to it. Emily might be the one that picks it up there at the end. Unfortunately, looks like Emily had a little bit of a bobble there on that back stretch of the course. The rollers here at the Springdale Velo Solutions pump track are very deep. Sophia with a 16.2 and Emily Wells with an 18.1 there at the halfway point.
The music's going, right?
Okay, so we've got Sophia in those final S turns. Sophia looks to be in with a 32.4. And Emily with a 37.6. So great job, Sophia, with your win in the category 2, women 11 to 12, and Emily with your second place. We're going to have our main final, our big final now for our category 2 men 11 through 12. Sophia won.
Well, yeah, we'll have it.
Yeah. Yes. In case it got second. Yeah. Sorry. Come on, guys, get hyped up. We've got 2 racers on course ready to go for the podium. We've got first and second on the line for these men's 11 to 12-year-old category 2 racers. All right, racers, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, guys. Let's make some noise for them. Let's get these young men through the pump track. We know that they're trying to win and get on the podium, but also they want us to have a good show. So we've got Trenton and Brandon Parrish on the pump track right now. Trenton has had a good day all day, but you can tell he's getting a little wily right now, showing some steez, trying to extra pump right, but that could come back to bite him, so we'll see. But right now, he's up, looking good, both of them halfway through the course. Let's see how these deep rollers on the backstretch treat him. No problem for Trenton. Looks like Brandon's got them as well. Now Trenton in those last S-turns for his lap. Brandon now entering the pump track, the S-turns on his last lap. And Trenton coming through with a 32, and then Brandon coming through with a 36. So congratulations, Trenton, first place there in Category 2, 11 through 12, and then Brandon Parrish in second place. Congratulations, guys. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll figure out the music situation, get you guys some music to pump along to, but let's get Category 3 warming up on the pump track. So if you are 13 to 14 years old and you are in Category 3, let's get y'all warming up on the track.
And then, of course, the bike park is a huge part of what we do. We're here 3 or 4 times a week, probably, riding in the bike park. The bike park specifically facilitates us a place where we can go and be localized and ride in a way that if somebody doesn't feel like riding, it doesn't matter because spectating is just as fun. And we can just hang out there, and then we can bring friends along that are not part of the riding scene, and it's still fun for them as well.
The main pump track has two kind of different areas. One is a circle, and so if you've never been on the pump track, it's a really great place to just get familiar with the way that you go on the banks and you go around, and it's really safe for any age. And then the next kind of level up is the bigger part that takes a little bit more courage, I would say. You can get going a lot faster. There's a little bit more speed and ups and downs and higher banks, and so definitely being able to do the first one and then growing into the next one is helpful.
The benefit to that I see is you have a track that is serving a community as a whole, and it's really a turnkey solution that is allowing kids that maybe they only have a skateboard, maybe they have a scooter, it doesn't really matter. Whatever they have that has a wheel that can roll on this track, as long as they're going out here and riding safely, it's a really great place for them to do it, be exposed to it, learn, and it's just a wonderful experience for everyone involved. Almost every single time I'm riding, whether it be in the trails in Bentonville, the trails in Springdale, Fayetteville, the bike park specifically, will always run into families or sometimes even professional racers that are here checking out the bike park or the area trails, and usually they're doing both. And so they've heard about the Runway Bike Park and they're like, I have to go check this out. It's one of the largest pump tracks in the nation. I have to see this and ride it for myself.
What's going to be really fun about this upcoming heat is that we're going to have a 20-inch racer against a 26-inch racer. So Devin on his 20-inch BMX bike, and then we're going to have Noah on his 26-inch mountain bike. And then we've got Blaze on his 24-inch cruiser. So it'll be interesting to see who makes it into the final against Blaze, and if the bike itself comes down to be the element that brings one of the racers to the top step of the podium. Let's clear the track, racers. We're going to turn on the timing. So, Devin, head to your side of the track. We are going to get our racers ready. So, we've got Noah and Devin who are going to be racing for their chance to race against Blaze in the final. Okay, racers, get in your position. As soon as y'all are ready, I'm going to count you down. So this is their semi to compete against Blaze. If you want to get a chance to be in that top two, this is your shot. Racers ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, again, we're seeing a 20-inch versus a mountain bike. Watch the difference in the S-turns. It's a lot harder for the mountain bike to change speed that quickly, to flip from the left, flip from the right, back in those super tight technical turns. But because of the bigger wheels on the deeper rollers, it's a little bit easier for them to manual through those deeper rollers. So it is interesting how wheels can come into play, but honestly, when it comes down to it, the rider that's most comfortable on their bike and bringing the best skill to the table is going to be the one that comes out on top. Great manual there into the berm there by Noah. Looks like we got Noah there in those final S-turns and crossing the line. We'll check that time. Noah with a 33.1. Devin with a 36. So Noah moving on to race against Blaze. Let's give Noah about 2 minutes to catch his breath and grab some water and then run back up there. So Blaze, get under the shade and get ready to get racing against Noah. We're going to go ahead and check with Noah, see how much time he actually needs, just to make sure that 2 minutes is enough for him. But Blaze, definitely stay prepped and ready to go, and we will get you guys up ready for your big final. And thank you again to our sponsors. So sponsors like Hyper Bike, you can definitely check out all of the bikes that they have to offer for all the great outdoors that we can explore out there in the world. 7 for their different types of protective gear and apparel that they have for all of us racers and riders out here in the world of BMX, mountain bikes, dirt bikes, and just getting outdoors and enjoying everything that is going on in the world. Oz Trails, so don't forget to head north after we are all done. Go get some riding going on in Bentonville. Get yourself some riding there in Bella Vista. Check out Rogers. If you haven't been through Rogers, the rail yard's a great place to go ride. And then, of course, too, if you really want to get some downhill action on, you can go check out some of the shuttle runs that are happening in Eureka Springs. So a lot happening in Northwest Arkansas. More areas growing every month. Exciting to come up here. We love coming up here from North Texas, so excited to be back here in the area. We're going to get ready to go ride our mountain bikes tomorrow, do some Kohler Mountain, and then we will hit Runway Bike Park and then jump our way back to North Texas. And thank you to the Walton Foundation as well for supporting not only cycling in the state of Northwest Arkansas, but everything that you do for the youth in the state of Arkansas and around the country. Okay, Blaze and Noah, grab your places on the track. Get ready, crowd. We need to make sure you guys get hyped up for these young gentlemen. So we got our racers on the course. Again, so we got that 24-inch cruiser versus that 26-inch mountain bike. We'll see who's going to come out on top here, Blaze and Noah. So Blaze there with that yellow helmet, and we've got Noah over on the 26-inch with the black helmet and the Fox shirt. Well, looks like the racers are in position. Get ready, guys. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's see who gets themselves up to speed quickest. Nice. Looks like Noah's crossing that line first. I think he does not want to just give it to Blaze. He wants to make sure that he competes for this podium position. Noah in those S-turns first, but again, he did cross the start line first. So now we've got Noah across. Let's see where they net out. Noah in the lead, 15.6. Blaze, 16.4. Let's see if they can hold it together or if Blaze is going to turn it up now that he's over halfway. So both in the S-turns, but it looks like Blaze picking up the speed a little bit. Ooh, let's see. We're going to give it 1 second. We want to verify some timing on that one. That was close. Okay, Noah with the win, 32.1. Blaze in second, 32.3. 0.02 of a second. So that strategy coming out hot, crossing that line first, definitely gave him the advantage that he needed to come out. So even though Blaze got a chance to sit out and hang around and watch the racing happen, Noah had some strategy, came out, and was able to beat him by 0.02 of a second. That is very impressive. Congratulations, guys. Okay, category 4, we've got our 15 to 16-year-olds. The course is now yours. I know that we do not have a ton of racers in this category. That is fine, but the course is yours. So make sure that you understand if you're in category 4 and about to race, the course is now yours to practice. So with Category 4 coming up, that means that what we're going to do after we have our Category 4 racers, we are going to go to our Category 6. So that is going to be our 35-plus category. So you do have 2 lady racers there in that 35-plus category, and we've got 8 experienced racers ready to showcase their skills for all of you young bucks out here today. So that is going to be phenomenal. And then once we work our way past or through that class, then we're going to move into our open category, which is kind of our pro class. That is where a lot of our 17 to 34-year-olds are, and those are the ones that have some very fast lap times. So that is how we're going to run this here. So we've got our 15 to 16-year-olds on course warming up right now. There's just 2 racers, so we are going to go straight into that final, and then we're going to go into that open category. Excuse me, into the 35-plus category. We know that it's getting a little bit warm, but that doesn't mean that you don't need to stay hydrated. If anybody doesn't have water, there is water underneath the large 4 tents. That is also where we've got a monitor for what is going on scoring-wise. So if anyone does need water, we don't want you to dehydrate. So please come get some water here at the tent provided by the Jones Center and the Life Adventure Center. So thank you for that, supplying that water. We want to make sure everybody enjoys this. We are sweating. It may not feel like it if you're sitting in the shade, but you're definitely sweating out some water. So come replenish that. Thank you again to our sponsors, Hyper Bike Company, 7 Gear, the Jones Center, Oz Trails, and the Walton Foundation. So much fun to be out here at the Runway Bike Park utilizing the Velo Solutions pump track. The 2 racers that we're going to have in this next category is going to be Caden Nobbs. He's got number 1 on his plate, and Ryder Burford. We got Ryder number 3 on his bike. So again, it looks like we've got 2 BMX bikes here, but it looks, what I would say is that we've got Ryder number 3 there with the white half shell, and then we've got Caden with the full face black helmet. So that'll keep us a little bit more on track with the racers. But again, those carbon forks on those bikes tell us that these guys are pretty serious BMX racers. You don't just go buy carbon forks for riding around your neighborhood or finding some of the dirt jumps.
They didn't get their hand in qualifying because they both rode slow. So we have no clue. Right.
Okay, so it looks like we've got Caden's going to be on our side, and we've got Ryder going to the other side of the course. So again, we've got Caden there with the black full face. Ryder is going to have the white half shell on. Oh, Caden Romeo. All right, Romeo, you ready? All right, guys, so again, this is our 15 to 16-year-olds, category 4. And they look good to go. Timing and scoring is good to go. Ryder's ready. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we've got these guys on course. Now, earlier, because there was only 2 racers, they only had to do the 1 lap to essentially get a time, and then they could choose. So right now, we have no idea who truly is the faster racer. I'm not going to lie, they both look extremely smooth and they are pumping hard out there, and they are now halfway through. It looks like Ryder is halfway at 15.9, Caden Romeo 16.8, so almost a full second Ryder is ahead of Caden. It looks like Ryder is now in his final S turns. Nice work. Okay, so he's crossed the line. Looks like Caden actually picked up a little bit of time. Let's see how he finished out. Ryder with a 32.7 and Caden with a 33.9. So just under 2 seconds. Amazing job. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to move on to category 6, which is going to be our experienced category men. So we're going to have 35 plus and ladies, of course, our women's category. We've got 2 women's racers in this category. The course is now yours to practice. That also means that I am going to give up the mic for a little bit because I was lucky enough to qualify for these fastest 8. So I am going to let someone else take over the mic for a little bit. I'm going to get warmed up with you guys, and we're going to showcase our experience in life out on the pump track today. Congratulations to Ryder on your win in Category 4 and Caden for your 2nd place.
Colorways. That giveaway they did earlier for locals in need, hooking up with 5 different BMX bikes. Hopefully we'll see them out here on Runway Bike Park soon. Also got to thank Seven Gear, sponsoring this year. They were home based in Temecula, California, and came out big for that round. It was great to have them on board. So we are open practice warm-ups right now for our top 8 and our 2 finalists in the women. This is a 35-plus experienced group of riders. We're stoked to have them out here. And we have had an amazing time this year, traveling the U.S., going to different stops. Our first stop was in Gastonia, North Carolina, an amazing place. We did that under the lights, which was, sounds real good right about now, right? If we were under the lights, it'd be a little cooler. We went from there to Springdale for our 2nd round, and we went to Paris, Texas for round number 3. Round number 4 of the USA Pump Track Championships was held in Temecula, California, my hometown. An insane turnout there at the Temecula Park. Over 160 riders showed up for that one. And we are back here at Springdale for our USA Pump Track Championship final. And what makes this event unique is that we are sending 2 riders from our 17 and plus class, which you will see come after the 35 plus category. Our men's winner and our women's winner are going to get a plane and hotel trip to Lisbon, Portugal for the Red Bull UCI Pump Track World Championships coming up in October. So an awesome opportunity to go out there and actually be entered into the last chance qualifier for the World Championships. They're still going to have to battle their way to the finals, but it's going to be an awesome trip nonetheless, paid trip to Europe. So we've got a couple of riders here that already have their ticket from previous events. We'll be looking for the first unqualified rider to award that prize. We're going to do an award ceremony immediately after the super finals, guys and gals. We're going to do the award ceremony right after. If you finished in the top 3, we would love to present you with your trophy and recognize you over on the podium. So stick around for that. We've got a little open practice going on right now for our men and ladies, 35 plus. We'll be right back. We are enjoying our time out here at this Velo Solutions built pump track. We're super excited to be here with some of the actual crew and builders from the Velo Solutions team. So these guys have put in the blood, the sweat, and the time to put these amazing facilities together. We got to thank Velo Solutions for really creating such an amazing track. And we thank those guys that work for Velo Solutions to come out and race and participate with us as well. So a couple of those guys coming up here in the next class. So make sure you guys check out a full list of results. Will be posted on usapumptrackchampionships.com. That's usapumptrackchampionships.com. Look in our news section. We will have a recap with the total scores from the weekend. You can go back and check that and see where you finished, where you might need to improve, or where you won all the glory. So go ahead and check out the usapumptrackchampionships.com. After the event, we will upload those and have those live very shortly. let's clear the course. Let's go ahead and clear the course. Get your last sip of water. And we are getting ready to fire off the 35 plus. We will start with the men's quarterfinals. We will work our ways toward the women's big finals. The women big finals will go before the men big finals. But the women, you're hanging back for a little bit. We're going to get through the men quarterfinals and the semifinals. We'll run the men's small finals and then the women big finals and men big finals. So grab that quick drink of water. We are getting ready to stage everybody up for the 35 plus. Our first matchup is going to be Jason Henkel and Neil Johnson. Neil Johnson starting underneath the big screen monitor over there. Jason Henkel all over on the close side next to the hyper tent. And we'll get you guys in order here very, very shortly. All right, so we are getting set here at 35 plus, the experienced rider class. Getting ready to tear up this Velo Solutions pump track. We're excited to have you guys out here. The Jason Henkel and Neil Johnson will be our first matchup. James Stevenson and Brian Pierce will be the second matchup. Patrick Mosier and Matthew Hogan. And our final matchup, Brandon Hetrick and Scott Fitzgerald. So first up, we need our Jason Henkel and Neil Johnson. Look for Jason. He's going to cue you guys on where to line up. It's been a treat watching Jason Henkel ride out here today. He's got some very unique lines, jumping through a lot of sections with some mad style. Well, probably one of the nicest guys out here as well, I got to say. Traveled quite a ways. He's looking to get that drive home with a trophy in his passenger seat. We'll see what he can get done here in the first of our quarterfinals. Okay, riders, get into position, please. We are set on the timing. Riders ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Dropping in. Let's hear some support for the 35 plus masters class. Dropping in quarterfinal 1. Henkel and Johnson crossing the line at almost the exact same time here, but look at Henkel's high-flying antics jumping into those turns, jumping into the S-turns in the back. That's what I'm talking about. It's been a treat watching him ride today. Neil Johnson making his way to the line as well. Having a great time. Little father-son racing today, I believe. And Jason Henkel coming back around the S-turns for the final time and lining himself up to that win in quarterfinal number 1. 32.907 for Jason Henkel. 39 seconds for Neil Johnson. Good work, guys. Our next matchup will be James Stevenson and your sport announcer throughout the day. Let's hear it for Brian Pierce. Getting some laps. Remember, we always say the rider who has the most fun today is the rider who wins. And I think Brian's having a lot of fun. Announcing, riding, doing it all. Okay, riders, course is clear. 3, 2, 1, go. James Stevenson, one of those Velo Solutions skilled workers that put some of these amazing places together, has helped us out, has been to multiple rounds throughout this year. This is a worker class. Brian Pierce working on the announcing. Remember, that mustache makes him 10% faster every lap. We'll have to see if it's enough as James Stevenson comes back around for his halfway. 16-second half mark. Brian Pierce chasing him down just a couple seconds behind. He's making up a little time, but a mistake there might hold him back. Here comes James for the final stripe. $33.633 for James Stevenson with the transfer. That's going to bring up our next battle here in the quarterfinals. Patrick Moser and Matthew Hogan. Matthew Hogan accumulated more entry fees than anybody else because his whole family's racing today. Riders ready. The course is clear. 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's hear it from Matt Hogan, also a rider who's been to multiple stops using that flying start. Get up to speed on his BMX bike, and then we have a cruiser getting it done out here with rider Patrick Moser. These guys are calculated. They're going into those S-turns. Keeping a smooth line is so important to keeping a good time. You can override the course, and she will bite you very quickly. Looks like Hogan might have a slight advantage. But the time will tell at the final line crossing. These guys are coming down to the wire. Both of them entering into the S-turns equally. I don't know. This is going to be a tight one. Gonna have to go to the time. Matthew Hogan 36.1 and Patrick Moser 36.4. So awesome race right there. Super close. Winner was Matthew Hogan. BMX bike prevails right there. And we are building out our semifinals by getting through these quarterfinal races. Next up is Brandon Hetrick and Scott Fitzgerald. Guys, riders ready. 3, 2, 1, and go. And here they go down the flying start. Both riders choosing a little different technique as they come down to the stripe to start the clock. But Brandon looking like a very smooth line. Another one of those skilled builders of these beautiful Velo Solutions Park. Brandon Hetrick has placed very well at several of these events. Actually competed against the Red Bull UCI Pump Track World Championships qualifier riders out in St. Charles and did well. It is coming down to the wire. We are past the halfway point. What is it going to be? Brandon Hetrick into the S-turns a little earlier. We're going to have to go to the time. Visibly a clear advantage there. We are going to go right to the times and verify. Brandon has crossed the line first with a 34.26. Congratulations, Brandon Hetrick. Moving on to the semifinals. Don't forget, guys, as you go through these elimination rounds, if you're done racing, return those transponders, please. Make sure and get those back so you get your IDs back. You don't want to miss out on those. We're going to take a quick break to let our 35-plus riders who qualified for the semis catch up, get a drink of water. And we'll go back to our men's semifinals coming up next. The big final. Now, if Shaylin Reno, who already has a ticket to the finals, wins the big final, we will pass that to the second unqualified rider. So it's going to be an interesting one here today. We will do our award ceremony immediately after the super finals. We will have all classes over by the podium. We'll have our award ceremony. If you guys need any extra water, there is water in the cooler underneath the big white tents. Make sure you guys stay hydrated as it is very hot today.
All right, let's get our racers to the course. We know that those experienced riders need a little bit more of a break, but that's okay. We need to get them back on the course so we can get our open category going. I tried my best. Unfortunately, I did not make it into the semifinals, but that quarterfinals was totally worth it. Getting a chance to compete against these fine young gentlemen here in Springdale, Arkansas at this Velo Solutions pump track at the Jones Center. Okay, do you have a... Okay, if we can get Jason Hinkle, Matthew Hogan, James Stevenson, and Brandon Hetrick up to staging, it's time to get these old dudes on course so we can get these semifinals done. Ladies, your final will be right before the men's big final. So we will have the men. We might do that. We will figure this out. Jason Hinkle and Matt Hogan staging on course. Jason Hinkle and Matt Hogan. Category 6, 35 plus, the experienced men on the course, getting ready for their semi-final. Now, Jason has been bringing a lot of style to the course today. He is in the open category and the experienced category, the 35 plus. Matthew has been taking care of his kids all day who have been racing, and now he gets his chance. I think scoring is ready. I'm going to verify that, but riders, once you get that rider ready from me, I'll count you down. All right, give us some thumbs up, riders. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go! All right, come on, guys. This is literally the working class. We've got a guy in 2 classes and a father of 2 that are out here also riding. Make some noise for these guys on course right now. They are in their semifinal trying to make sure that they get to bring home some hardware. Jason bringing the style, but Matt still bringing a lot of that smoothness to the course, which is what got him here in the first place. Well, let's look. They've both crossed. Let's see where those halfway points at. So Jason with a 16, Matthew with a 17.9. So Jason's still a little bit faster, but he's starting to hold up a little bit. We wonder, are you trying to save something for the final to come? Okay, Jason's time is in at a 32.5. Matthew's time is in at a 37.09. So we've got Jason moving forward to the big final, and we've got Matthew moving forward to the small final. Congrats, guys. Congrats. You've got one more race. Go find some shade. Go find some water. Our next racers, if you would not mind hitting this staging, is James Stevenson and Brandon Hetrick. And this is one of those categories where we had all BMX bikes make their way to the course. Remember, riders, when you're riding to the other side of the course, please do not go across the timing chip. If you will, the track is hot. The track is hot. Okay, racers, get ready. I'm giving you it. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we got our 2 Velo Solutions employees on course. These guys pull out the shovels, and they help make these pump tracks come to life. Let's make some noise, not just for them being awesome racers, but for the greatness that we get to enjoy after these pump tracks are built. A lot of style there coming through, but they came through pretty close. 15.7 for Brandon, 16.5 for James. So Brandon edging out James currently. Let's see if James has got something up his sleeve. Oh my gosh. Brandon, 32.1. James, 32.9. So 0.07 of a second, not even a full second apart. James, I'm sorry that you took a playbook from my book and lost, but good job. You look amazing. You're going to the small final, buddy. Matt Hogan, get ready. Matthew, I was just told you've got a couple seconds. I see you over there, so grab some shade, Matt, before we jump into y'all's small final. So we're going to do the small final and then go into the women's big final and then men's big final? Okay, so the ladies, make sure you're stretching those legs and chasing down some kids in the parking lot, practicing those sprints, because after the men's 35-plus small final is done, we are going to move into your big final. What's even more awesome and epic, and I should have remembered this, Priscilla Hogan, Matthew Hogan's wife, is in the women's final. 2 of his kids have already competed for trophies today. Literally the entire family is out here. That's the kind of stoke that we like to see generated from these amazing events. Okay, racers, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, a little bit of a different start there, so we have to remember this is going to be off of time, not what happened when they started from their starting position. But James really bringing the heat there for this small final. Full face versus open face. We got a half shell and a full face. It'd be cooler with a Jaffa helmet, though, or a Jaffa face mask, though, for sure. Okay, we got halfway there. James with a 17.0. Matthew Hogan, 17.9. So Matthew a little bit slower. It looks like Richard Hogan, his son, is going to have had a faster time than his father. So I don't know if there's any kind of family feuding going on, or should there be? All right, James, congratulations coming through there. Looks like you've got 35.5. Matthew, 37.7. Awesome job, guys. So James, third place on the podium today. Third place, kind sir. Matthew, you win on awesomeness level. Someone get that man a water, maybe a hug. Matthew, wave at the camera. They're making sure that you're not going out on us. Great job, guys. Okay, so we're going to be having our women's final. So 35 plus, ladies on deck. So we've got Tabitha Cornish here closest to us at announcing, and then Priscilla Hogan. So Priscilla Hogan on the same spot from her husband. You're going to have to soak up some of that juju over there, Priscilla. You've got this, okay? We're okay to start, right? Ladies, are y'all ready? Okay, before we get going, I want to hear some noise from the crowd. Let's get these ladies going. 35 plus women on course for their final. 3, 2, 1, go, ladies. There we go. Come on. Moms for life. All right, let's see who's coming in to cross first. It looks like they're pretty close. So Priscilla and Lua, the two ladies from the Hogan family, out today. Then Matthew and Richard as well from the male side. Everybody having a great time on their bicycles, just like these two young ladies currently. I like that Priscilla's got jorts on, too. Bring a little bit of that party here. Party atmosphere with the jorts. Nice job. So we've got one racer halfway down. Tabitha with a 24.4. And Priscilla with a 26. So Tabitha a little bit faster there on their lap for their 35-plus women's final. Tabitha now coming through to the finish. And those S-turns. Smooth to the finish. Awesome job, Tabitha. Nice job. Make some noise, guys. Make some noise. Here we go, Priscilla, all the way through that line. There you go. Good job pumping through, Priscilla. All right, so Tabitha taking the win there, and we've got Priscilla Hogan in second place. Now we're going to have our men's 35-plus big final. So that's going to be Jason Hinkle and Brandon Hetrick. Brandon Hetrick doing a great job against the Red Bull World Championship qualifiers when he was competing at those, and then also winning a few of the USA Pump Track Championship events, especially Paris, Texas out there. Being that he works for Velo Solutions, he knows his way around literally the inside and outside of a pump track. So Jason, you're first. Brandon, you're second. Brandon, head across to the other side of the pump track. And let's go ahead and get our 17 plus, our open category, ready to go. After this category, after this big final, we are going to go ahead and open the track for y'all to start warming up and practicing. Not that you need to warm up any, it's already nice and steamy today. Is the timing good? All right. All right, riders, I see you guys communicating. Are y'all going to go for this, or are y'all just going to do some transfers? Okay, let's get lined up, riders. All right, Jason. Thumbs up. Get ready, riders. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Jason and Brandon on course. Both of these guys been extremely fast throughout the day. What's great about watching these riders is the style that they have on the bikes. Both of them very creative with their lines, extremely good when it comes to manualing the bike, so being able to use those rollers to help create more momentum. Both of them crossing very closely as well. So Jason actually 15.637, Brandon 15.692. So literally the same 100th of a second. So this is going to come down to the finish for these guys. At least they look good, right? Let's see who crosses first. Oh! Jason with a 31.6 and Brandon with a 32.3. So close, guys, so close. Congrats, Jason. Hopefully you can take that energy through to the open class and try to get yourself another podium. But Brandon, second place isn't all that bad for such an experienced racer. All right, we're going to close the course. Congrats, guys, on your podium. I wish I was up there with you, but if nothing else, I'm literally in spirit, yelling at you from the sidelines. We'll get our 17 plus, our open category, on course now. The course is yours to practice for the next few minutes. Okay, so we've got 3 female racers in our category for the open class. Shaylin Reno is the one who gets a bye because she had the fastest time in the qualifiers. Jordy Scott and Jacelyn Reno will be the 2 racers that race against each other to make their way into the big final. So Shaylin, you've got a bye directly into the final. Jordy and Jacelyn, y'all are going to be competing for that chance to take down Shaylin Reno. Can't do this without thanking our sponsors. So if you guys are having fun at the Jones Center, you definitely have to make sure that you give thanks to the Walton Foundation, Oz Trails, Velo Solutions for everything that is going on. So much fun out here. Of course, Hyper Bike, one of the phenomenal sponsors that's been helping this series go all year. Hopefully we get a chance to do this again. Hopefully we get a chance to grow it even more. Talk to your local city and see if you can get a Velo Solutions pump track to happen in your town, and then maybe you get a chance to be added to the list. We can only grow this and make it more extra cool. That will be a lot of fun. But then, of course, 7 Gear. So they've got gear for mountain bikes, BMX, and dirt bikes out there. Great way to stay protected, stay looking cool in your 7 Gear. So thank you very much to our sponsors. I hope everybody's going to get a chance to continue to ride their bikes this weekend. We've got Labor Day. We know there's tons of going on, tons of opportunities. So if you guys are going to be heading up to Bentonville, I think Liam and I are going to hit Kohler Mountain tomorrow and then do Runway before we head back to North Texas, spend some time with the family. It's going to be a good time. So we're going to have our open class. This has been some of the fastest racers throughout the day on the course. Some of these racers have even already qualified to go to Portugal in October for the Red Bull World Championship pump track event that is going to be going on there. And whoever wins also gets a ticket to the LCQ in Portugal. So they get a chance to try to work their way into what is going to be going on there in Portugal later this year for the Red Bull Pump Track World Championship. Guys, if you're a racer and you've already done racing, just like us experienced racers out there, if you still have a transponder on your bike, we'd love it if you get those returned. We've either got your credit card, we might have your birth certificate or ID over there. Well, you're going to want that back, and we would like back the transponder. So remember, if there is still a transponder on your bike and you're done racing, please head on over the registration and get that in. They do have some nippers, some diagonal cutters, so you can nip that off. You can keep the zip tie if you want as a commemorative zip tie, but we're definitely going to need that transponder back. because we only had 7 racers in the category for the 17 plus for the Open in the men's, we're going to have 4 racers. So we're going to have a semifinal, which will then go to our big final and our small final. So Cole is going to be going against Grant. So Cole number 4, then Grant in number 3 on his. And then Boz Van Steenbergen is going to be number 6 on his plate, and he will be going against Alec Bob. That is going to be one to watch for sure because Boz and Alec are both extremely fast racers. We've seen Cole with the fastest time today, and then Grant also having won some of these these USA Pump Track Championship events this year. So these 4 racers are extremely competitive. So to see who's going to go to the big final versus the small final should be down to the milliseconds with these racers. And we're going to do the women after we do the men. So we're going to be doing the semifinals for the men first here in the open category. And for all you racers that have already raced, all you parents that are wondering what's happening after this category, we will immediately go into our awards ceremony. So the awards ceremony is going to be over here where you see our nice USA Pump Track set up. Our timers weren't working that great today, and that is just part of it. Sometimes you just got to move and shake with what the day gave you, and that is what we are doing. So we'll get those podiums set up, and we will be going directly into that awards ceremony. If you have not returned your transponder, please do so. Let's get our men on course. I'm going to bring up our bracket. So first up is going to be Cole and Grant. So Cole, you're going to be closest here to the Hyper Bikes tent, and then Grant, you're going to be further over there by the screen. So if y'all would go ahead and get set up, in your staging area, we will get these semifinals underway. And remember, riders, when you're riding across course, go ahead and go around the outside to that screen. Don't try to jump through just because of the timer that might already be hot. It looks like we've got 2 mountain bikers going head-to-head here. Cole with the fastest time on the day. Grant with the 3rd fastest, trying to work his way into that big final. But to do that, he's going to have to take down our number 1 racer on the day. Let us check with timing. We've got a thumbs up from timing. Jason, are we good to go on your end? We've got a thumbs up. Racers, get ready. I'm going to call you onto course. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we've got our open category now starting. This is our semifinal. So Cole and Grant on course. The winner of this will move into the big final. The loser of this, the one in 2nd place, will move into the small final. So they still get a chance to compete for. Unfortunately, Grant already having a little bit of a hiccup there. He kind of knows that is a little over, but we'll see how this goes. I think in the long run, he should just pump it out. That's all right. Cole might be taking this one. Cole with a lot of style there on that back part of the course. All right, Cole crossing the line here. So let's see what time Cole got. A 29.83. So one of the faster times we've seen on the course today with that under 30 seconds. Dang impressive. Grant with a 32.8. So Grant is going to work his way to the small final. Grant has won many of these events before. He definitely has the chance and the potential to win that small final. So let's get our next racers on course. Boz Van Steenbergen and Alec Bob. One of the easiest names to pronounce and one of the hardest. Let's get these guys staged up. Boz, if you would get on course close to the hyper bike tent, and Alec, if you would go across towards the screen. It looks like they're talking to Jason right now. All right, I know Boz and Alec have been talking to Jason, so it looks like they've got sorted out whatever they were trying to chit-chat about. So Boz is going to get on course, and then we've got Alec going across the course to get set up on the other side of the pump track. So this is semifinal number 2 in the open category. Winner of this will move on to the big finals. The one in second who does not win will move on to the small final. Okay, racers, get ready. I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, go. So Boz on the 26-inch mountain bike, international competitor in different events like Crankworks. He is on a hyper bike, so if you want to chat with him about some of the racing he does around the world, definitely a great conversation. But Alec Bob on the 20-inch, international BMX racer. So both of these guys have traveled the world racing their bicycles. Still very top competitors. So they are now halfway through. Alec Bob beating him out 14.1, Boz in 14.6. So right now Alec Bob has the advantage as they hit the second part of those S-turns, and Alec Bob with a 29.3, Boz Van Steenbergen with a 29.5. So literally just 250 milliseconds apart, and it looks like Alec Bob is going to the big final while Boz is going to go to the small final. So great job, guys. Alec working his way to the big final against Cole, and we'll see Boz against Grant Lamson in the small final. Hey, Jason.
I guess you got semifinals for the women. One run.
I love about the speed that those two athletes had there in that last between Boz and Alec is that one was a mountain bike, one was a BMX bike, but they were still 250 milliseconds apart, so there's nothing to be said about the equipment that they were on, right? We're just on two wheels. We got pedals and handlebars that connect ourselves to the bike, and we're just getting ready to have fun. It looks like the ladies are staged and ready to go. We will make sure that timing is ready for these, but we've got Jordy and we've got Jacelyn, and they are ready to compete to try to make their way to the big final so they can compete against Shaylin Reno in the open category. Ladies, we're ready to go. I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Jordy, another Hyper Bikes athlete, obviously a big sponsor of this series, so thank for them. Again, she's another international competitor. Jacelyn there out of Bowie, Texas, helping grow the BMX scene there out in Bowie. We talked with her in Paris about the BMX track that their family has helped put together. Obviously, many others, but she was just a great conversation about it. So we're almost halfway through. Let's see which racer is going to come out on top. Right now, it looks like Jordy. Jordy Scott, 16.9. Jacelyn with a 17.7. So right now, the mountain bike is out on top. We will see if that stays true. She is now working her way in to those tight S-turns. Going to pump her way through that last little roller. She's got herself a 34.5 over Jacelyn, which is now a 36.1. So Jordy Scott moving into that final against Shaylin, which is actually the sister of Jacelyn Reno. So Jacelyn there, third place on the podium. Not feeling too bad about that, though. I know she would have loved to compete against her big sis. Just another chance to take her down off of those top steps that she keeps finding. I know we're probably going to be giving these racers a little bit of time to recover before we jump right in, but we are going to have eventually our big finals and our small finals for our open category. So our big final for the ladies and then our big and small finals for the men. Our big finals for the men is going to be Cole Swetos versus Alec Bob. And our small final, Grant Lampson versus Boz Van Steenbergen. So that is going to be some pretty intense racing. Obviously, we saw with Boz and Alec being so tight that Grant's going to have a lot to go up against, and that's okay. He's won these before. He knows what he needs to do, but hopefully we'll see how Cole handles the pressure from Alec. And then, of course, we're about to have Jordy and Shaylin go head-to-head in their big final for the women's open category. Don't forget all the great sponsors that we've got out here today, guys. Hyper Bike Company, of course, has quite the setup. Go learn about all of the bikes they've got. We've got two of their racers moving on to their different respective finals. So Jordy working her way into the big final for the ladies, for the women's category in the open. And then Boz making his way into the small final for the men's open category. But you definitely go learn about all the bicycles, all the two-wheel good times that they have over there for you. If you're looking for any kind of e-bike, you're looking for any kind of BMX bike, maybe a cruiser to cruise around town on, or if you're looking for some mountain bikes to go ride some of those trails up in Bentonville, you can go find those over there as well. So thank you, Hyper Bikes. If you're looking for a little bit of protective gear, maybe check out 7. They've got BMX, mountain bike, dirt bike, MX gear, motocross, all over the place. Ready to keep you guys protected and looking cool, hopefully feeling cool too in this heat while you are out there enjoying the great outdoors on whatever two-wheeled adventure enthusiast equipment you have found yourself on. And then the Walton Foundation and Oz Trails, of course, for supporting this series and bringing us across the country this year. Phenomenal job, guys. Enjoying it immensely. And if you have not turned in your transponder, please head to the registration and turn that transponder in, and we will be having the awards ceremony directly after the big finals happen over here at the awesome U.S. Pump Track Championship Arch. Oh, just got the roundup. So which one are we jumping into?
It's going to be men's small final and then women's final.
Okay, so here's the rundown, guys. We're going to do men's small final, then we're going to do women's big final, and then men's big final. So let's go ahead and get the small final for the men. So Grant and Boz to the pump track, please. You are competing for that third spot on the podium. We need you to bring as much intensity as possible, and this is going to be mountain bike versus mountain bike. Two 26-inch hardtails going for immense momentum here on the VeloSolutions pump track at the Jones Center in Springdale, Arkansas. Reminder, guys, if you're in that 35-plus class and you have not turned in your transponder, to get your ID back, to go to the, maybe consume some Experience Life drinks later, you're going to need that ID or you're going to need that credit card to do that. So make sure you turn that transponder in so you can work your way into whatever speakeasy you may find yourself at later.
Otherwise, we'll go do that.
Yeah, because if not, we got timing and scoring over here says that maybe we'll just borrow that card and we'll go. Okay, let's make some noise. We've got our small final for our open category. We've got Grant and Boz getting ready. You can see the focus. Racers, get ready. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so they're taking that rolling start to cross the line. Now, we've seen Grant a little upset with some of the performances he's had, but remember, he has won quite a few of these before. But Boz, international competitor, international mountain biker, right? So this is quite the caliber of these racers, and unfortunately, Grant off course. So that is going to go to Boz due to him not being able to get back on course, and now Boz is going to bring some steez and some style in to the course. Go ahead, let's see a backflip or maybe some cool transfers. Let's bring it in, Boz. Nice work. Everybody give these guys a round of applause. It's been a long day. It is not cold by any means anymore. And these guys have been showing some love to their sponsors with their black gear on. What a bunch of crazies, right, guys? Congratulations, Boz, Grant. Great job today. Do not feel down on yourself for that performance. It is a hot, humid day out here at the VeloSolutions pump track. So we're going to move on to our women's big final. So we want to like Shaylin Reno and Jordy Scott, please come to the Hyper Bike tent. Talk to Jason and we will get you guys organized and on course for your final. All right, so it looks like Shaylin Reno is going to be on closest to us. She's going to be on her Supercross 20-inch. And then we've got Jordy Scott on her Hyper Bikes 26-inch on the other side. Now, we did see a good competition between Alec and Boz earlier, so I wonder if we're going to see that same competitive spirit between these two young ladies. Okay, come on, crowd, make some noise, make some noise. Want to get these ladies ready for some intensity. I'm going to call you off, guys. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. All right, so we got 20-inch versus 26-inch. Let's see how this plays out. We got woman versus woman more than anything else. We both know that these are some very competitive ladies with quite the skill set. Looks like, unfortunately, Jordy having a little bit of a bobble there in that deep, deep rollers on the backside of the course. So we'll see how that affects her as we get to this halfway point. Okay, they're very close. So let's see. Shaylin with 16.9, Jordy with 17.1, 200 milliseconds apart. Shaylin looking nice and smooth on that back section with those deep rollers. So let's see if she keeps that momentum or if Jordy picks up a little bit of speed. Oh, Shaylin is now crossed, and so has Jordy. Oh, wow, very close. Shaylin Reno, 34.1. Jordy Scott, 34.8. So 7/100ths of a second apart. Congratulations, guys. Super close racing. So we have seen the two 20-inch BMX bikes edge out the mountain bikers. That could be saying something. That could be saying something. I'm willing to have it. We'll go to Pink Bike and we'll talk about it in the comments. So congratulations, Shaylin, on your win in the open women's category. We're going to bring in our men. So we're going to have Cole and Alec. Cole and Alec for the open men's category. Make sure you check in with Jason, see which side of the course you're supposed to be on, and we will get this underway. This is our last race. Reminder to turn in your transponders, and we will have the awards directly after this. So please do not go too far. We will be giving out awards ASAP after the racing is done. Again, another fun moment about this is we have 20-inch versus 26-inch. I just love to call it out just to kind of see if we can create a little bit of extra tension as everything comes down. We'll give it, everybody's got a couple seconds. I'm going to check in with timing and make sure we're good to go. But I just remind you guys, this is our last race of the day. We have had hours and hours and oodles of intense pump track racing. Get ready for our final race of the day. Timing is ready. Racers, I am going to count you down. Get ready for your final race. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Cole is moving in. Alec is moving in also. Let's see how these guys choose to start off. Alec with a very intense pumps, but at Cole coming across the line first, but they are both on the clock. Looks like manually currently right now, but we've got Alec staying extremely low in that back section of the course, though he was jumping some of those rollers. Cole exiting those S-turns extremely well, very close. Alec ahead, 13.9. Cole, 14.5. So Alec just edging out Cole at the halfway point. They are now in their S-turns. Let's see who's going to dig the deepest. Oh, and unfortunately, Cole was digging extremely deep, and he went down. They are literally in the last turn. So we've got Alec Bob with a 28.8, one of the fastest times on the day. And they are checking in on Cole right now. Great job, Alec Bob. So Alec also won when we were in Paris, Texas, and when we were at doing the Red Bull Pump Track World Championship and also there for the USA Pump Track Championship. And right now he is collecting his thoughts and making sure that he's not going to bring back any of that phenomenal lunch that we had a little bit earlier from being one of the racers here with Simply Divine Catering. So awesome racing today, guys. We are checking in. We will keep you up to date. Remember, do not go too far. Turn in your transponders. We will make sure that we get to these awards as soon as we can. So please stay attentive, and we will let you know about our current down rider and about awards and when they are going to happen. All right, our downed rider Cole is up. Congratulations, guys, on such a great weekend. Thank you for everyone making sure that he feels the love as he comes off of the deck. That is never fun, and it's always a little heartbreaking to see a rider giving his all and going down like that. It looks like he is good to go to a degree. He is up. They've got him bandaged, and we're excited to see that. A second place for Cole in the day. It would have been great to see what was going to happen, but Alec had such a intense first half. Cole was definitely pushing it, and that is sometimes what happens when you push your limits. And that's all good. That's half the reason we're here.
I didn't want to show him down on the turf.
If you have not turned in your transponder, now is the time. I would even love to wonder if my son Liam Pierce is somewhere so I can clip that transponder off of his bike, because I'm sure he didn't do it by himself. And we are working on all of the results so that we can make sure that we get to this award ceremony and get everybody to enjoying their Labor Day weekend as soon as possible. Okay, we're going to start with the awards. So we've got our USA Pump Track Championship arch over here. We've got our podium right there in front of the Hyper Bike Company van. So we're going to start with our girls 17 to 10 category. So please, everybody start heading on over there so we can get our podium pictures and we can get our awards underway. Again, we're going to start with the girls, 7 to 10, and then we will go to the girls, then we'll move to the boys, 7 to 10. Of course, I put my phone away, and the wind picks up even more.
Remember the Masters, man.
I'm sorry? I got beat by James. All right, let's do this. So our girls, category 1, 7 to 10. Third place, Lua Hogan. All congratulations, Lua in third place. Go ahead and grab your award and take your spot on the podium. Second place, Peyton Johnson. Congrats, Peyton Johnson. Awesome work out there. And our first place winner, River Hirons, girls, 7 to 10. Congratulations, ladies. Awesome work. We can't wait to see you guys working your way towards an event like Portugal in the future. Hold your awards, get ready for those pictures, and show us a smile. All right, let's get our men up there, 7 to 10 boys. Get ready. Oh, we're getting a couple more pictures still. Great job, ladies. Awesome to see y'all out there having fun on your bikes on this Velo Solutions pump track. So now we will have our 7 to 10 boys, which is our category 1. Third place, Richard Hogan. Nice job, Richard. The Hogan family killing it today on all the hardware they're bringing home. I hope they have extra gas to get it all home. Carson Moore, second place. Awesome job, Carson. Oh, he's trying to take his helmet off. Got to get that award, wear it around his neck. They make him too hard these days. They got to keep the helmet on, keep him protected. Nice job, Carson. First place, Eli Staten. Great job, Eli, carrying tons of speed throughout the day. All right, that's our category 1, 7 to 10 boys, and that is our podium. Richard Hogan, Carson Moore, and Eli Staten. Let's get some round of applause for these guys. Let's get some pictures. Come on. Okay, those guys have gotten their pictures. We're going to go into our category 2, girls 11 through 12. Third place, Kaysen Myers. Nice job, Kaysen. Second place, Emily Wells. Emily's Wells holding down the fort in that red gear. If you're going to wear gear like that, you got to make sure your riding stands out just as much as you do. Great job, Emily. And in first place, Sophia So Fast Rodriguez. Another first place for Sophia. Congrats, girls. Get ready for your pictures. Make the smiles, hold up those plaques, and showcase your greatness. Next up is going to be our category 2 boys, so the 11 to 12-year-olds. In third place, Ezra Duarte. Ezra, to the podium. Get that award, sir. All right, leaving the helmet on the side. Second place, Brandon Parrish. There we go. Nice job, Brandon. Take your spot on the podium. First place going to be the top step, Trenton Alexander. Awesome job, guys. So third place, Ezra. Second place, Brandon. First place, Trenton. This is your boys 11 to 12 category. Trenton holding up that one, number 1. Somebody's been coaching him on how to stand on top of a podium. We're getting all the pictures. Anybody doing video? We got to make sure we capture this moment. Okay, moving on to our next category is the boys 13 through 14. In third place, Devin Gonzalez. I agree. Awesome job, Devin. Time to get that award and make sure you get yourself on the podium. Second place, Blaze Thompson. Second place, Blaze Thompson. And then with our first place, our winner of the boys 13 to 14, Noah Venezia. Nice job. Congratulations, Noah, just barely beating out Blaze. So Noah in first, Blaze in second, Devin Gonzalez in third place. Looking good for those picture boys. Looking good. All right, congrats, guys. Our next category, the boys 15 through 16, is going to be in second place, Caden Nobbs. Nice job, Caden. Caden was one of our riders who did take a little bit of a digger, got up, kept going, and was ready to keep racing. So get on the podium, buddy. First place, Ryder Burford. Nice job. Second place there, Caden. Oh, thank you. Second place, Caden. First place, Ryder. Everybody hold up those awards. Bring those smiles. Let's get those pictures. Awesome job, guys. Next up is going to be our Masters. We're going to go straight to our Masters men. So we've got the Masters men here. Third place, Jason Stevenson. Yes, Jason, one of our Velo Solutions compatriots, having fun out there building tracks. And James Stevenson, excuse me. Second place is going to be Brandon Hetrick. And then first place in the men's category, men's masters, Jason Hinkle. Quite the day for Jason. 2 categories, trying to have as much fun as possible as he drove from out of town. Super excited to have him here. So please give a round of applause for your 35-plus podium. Again, James Stevenson in third, Brandon in second, Jason in first. Congrats, guys. Smile big for those pictures. Nice. Congrats, guys. Next up is our Masters women. Let's get our Masters women podium going. Second place, Priscilla Hogan. The Mother Hogan, Hogan Mother. All of her children, including Matthew, are out there racing and riding today, having a great time on this Velo Solutions pump track at the Jones Center. Congrats, Priscilla. First place, Tabitha Cornish. Nice job, ladies. So glad to see y'all out there having fun and bringing the stoke. Priscilla in second, Tabitha in first. There you go. Smile big for the pictures. All right. Second to last category, our open women's category. In third place, Jacelyn Reno. Nice job. Jason's got that on. She's headed to the podium. Second place, Jordy Scott. Nice job, Jordy. Awesome job. Oh, and don't forget, the winner of this is going to be going to get a last chance qualifier spot, but because we move forward, it's going to go to Jordy Scott. So Shaylin Reno winning the open women's category. Awesome. So don't forget, we're going to have the Pump Track World Championship put on by Red Bull later this year in October in Portugal. We've got a big check going to Jordy because Shaylin has already accrued her spot later this year. Oh, you might need to hold that thing with two arms, Jordy. There you go. Let's get those pictures, guys. So again, Jacelyn, Jordy, and Shaylin on your podium. Nice job, ladies. All right, last to call to the podium, our open men's category. In third place, Boz Van Steenbergen. Nice job, Boz. One of our international mountain bike competitors being able to come out, have a great time with us here, getting himself on the podium. In second place, Cole Swatos. Nice. Now, Cole going down, looking like he's feeling a little bit better, but that might be sore tomorrow. Great job, Cole. And our first place competitor, Alec Bob. Great job, Alec, even coming off of the course, going directly into cramps on the side of the course. Couldn't even make it to get off of his bike. Let's see, Alec, if you're here, we'd love to get you on the podium. There we go. He's still feeling it, guys. We'll get him there. But because Alec has also already picked up a spot to the Red Bull UCI Pump Track World Championship later this year, that ticket for the LCQ will go to Cole. So congrats, guys. Lots of awesome racing. We appreciate it. So third place, Boz. Second place, Cole. First place, Alec. All right, let's see. It's hard to do. Let's see if we can get those hands up and get excited about what's going on. Nice work, Cole. There you go. You got it, buddy. All right. Thank you very much to our sponsors. Thank you very much to our racers. Thank you very much to the families that came out and supported the racers. It's been an amazing day here in Springdale, Arkansas at the Jones Center Velo Solutions Pump Track. So thank you guys very much. I look forward to the next one. If anybody has any money they'd like to start donating so we can make it to Portugal, we'd love to go. Let's see if we can make that happen. We'll see you guys at the next one.